to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Hannah and I'm a mom with muscle. And in today's video, you guys, I'm doing tips and tricks on how to shop smart at Restoration Hardware Outlet. So if this is something that you are interested in watching, just keep on watching. But if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell button for every time I upload a video. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram, be sure to do so at Mom with Muscle. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I know I repeat myself a lot, but for those that are just clicking on this video and not knowing really the backstory, I do work for Restoration Hardware, and I have definitely put some tips in my back pocket for those of you that are shopping at outlets and trying to get your hands on particular items. So I have come up with a very short list of 5 tips for you guys on how to shop smart at Restoration Hardware Outlet. So let's get into the first tip. So the tip number 1 for you guys, and this is extremely important to know, is knowing your item number. People call all the time and will be like, hey, do you have the Kensington sofa? And it's like, okay, well, the Kensington sofa comes in 2 different depths, 4 different lengths, 20 different fabrics. It's really hard to really pinpoint particular items when the category is so big for Restoration Hardware. So if you guys know your item numbers prior to calling an outlet, they will be able to know right off the bat, do they have this particular item that you're looking for in stock? And they will also be able to check if any outlet close by has your item. A lot of people have no idea how they find that item number, and I'm going to insert a little video here of me showing you guys how it is that you find the item number. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to restorationhardware.com. You're going to find the item. Let's take the Ellison chair, for example, and you're going to do all of your drop downs. So you're going to pick the material. You're gonna check, you know, if it's on casters or not casters. So once you have all of your items selected for a particular piece, then it is going to generate a item number. That item number is going to be found directly underneath the description of the item, and it is typically a 8-digit number followed by a color code. Whether that's 3 or 4 letters, that is going to be your particular item number that you need to find that particular item. So make sure you guys know your item numbers prior to calling. So that is tip number 1 for you guys. So tip number 2 is knowing your outlet's shipment days. Now this varies from outlet to outlet. Or taking my store, for example, our shipments are on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I would definitely call your outlet and ask them what days that they get their shipments, because this could be definitely beneficial for you. When looking for a particular item, it gives you kind of first dibs on what's going to be on that truck and whatnot. So knowing your outlet's shipment days are extremely important. So that is tip number 2 for you guys. Tip number 3, and I cannot stress this enough to you guys, if you see something you love at Restoration Hardware Outlet, do not think twice on it, buy it. My reasoning for this is I have seen so many people coming into my store, they see something love, but they want to go home and think about it. 9 times out of 10, you guys, it's gone. By the time they come back, that piece has been sold. At least for my store, our turnaround is extremely quick. Things really do not sit on the floor very long. They sell essentially the second they hit the floor. And a lot of the things that come through our outlet are almost sold prior to hitting the floor, if that makes sense. So I would definitely recommend, if you see something that you love at Restoration Hardware Outlet, do not sleep on it. Make sure you go in with your measurements and all the information that you need prior making that purchase, but definitely buying it when you first see it, because otherwise you will be disappointed if it is gone the next day. So that is tip number 3 for you guys. Tip number 4, make friends with someone that works at an outlet. I think this is really, really important. For me, I was shopping at Restoration Hardware Outlet prior to me even working for the company, and I made really great friends with my coworkers that I work with currently. And I'll take Shelly, for example, that is my manager that I work with. Her and I definitely hit it off. So I kind of gave her, you know, some items to be on the hunt for. If she saw them come through, she would call me. She was actually able to find me a few pieces prior to working at Restoration Hardware. So I definitely recommend, you know, making friends and making a relationship with people that work at the outlet, because they are more apt to wanting to help you find some items for your home. So this doesn't apply to every single outlet. I know some outlets are very sticklers on it, but just speaking from like my own experience, I definitely have my like little booklet of people that I have really connected with, and I keep my eye out for them or I'll make sure to put something on hold if it's coming into the store. So that is going to be tip number 4 for you guys, is trying to create a relationship with some of the coworkers that work at the outlet. So that's the next tip for you guys. Tip number 5, the very last tip for you guys, is proper clean and touch-up kits for you guys. So there are 2 main reasons why product come to the outlets. One of the reasons why a item will come to the outlet is because it is a customer cancellation, which means someone purchased an item via online and then canceled their order. So instead of this item going back to the DC, to the warehouse, it is actually sent to an outlet. So sometimes the items we get are brand new, nothing wrong with them. The person just couldn't fulfill the order, so they come to the outlet. A lot of people don't know this, but we don't have a storefront. All we have are galleries. Galleries are areas that you guys can go to get inspiration, to see the items firsthand, and to just see how Restoration Hardware designs their spaces. It's beautiful. If you have not yet been to a gallery, be sure to check them out. They are absolutely breathtaking. So we don't have storefronts, so the items come to the outlets. The second reason why an item might come to the outlet is because it's damaged. Maybe it got damaged in shipment overseas, maybe it got damaged on its way to a client. So sometimes the items come in a little bit beat up, sometimes they're like totally unsalvageable, but sometimes it's like a couple scratches. And a lot of the times these items are a little bit more on the clearance because they're scratched up, and to be honest, a lot of people overlook them because they're discouraged by how they look. So my first recommendation, or my first tip for you guys, is picking up a touch-up kit. This is a touch-up pen by Restoration Hardware. So this is a touch-up pen, and this can be used on most all of the woods for restoration. They do make different colors for the different color choices that Restoration Hardware makes, but I purchased a pair of nightstands and they had a couple scratches on them. I picked myself up a touch-up kit and they look brand new. So instead of maybe being discouraged because it has a few scratches on it, pick yourself up a touch-up kit and bring it back to life. I think a lot of people overlook that, and honestly, sometimes you can save yourself even additional money just because an item might be a little bit on the kind of like worn looking side. Pick yourself up a touch-up kit and start getting some touch-ups. So that is the first tip, is your touch-up kit. The second tip for like the fabric, and I did speak about this cleaner in a previous video a while back, is Folex. Now Folex was recommended to me by the folks that work at Restoration Hardware. This is all they use on all of their product, all of their materials, especially their performance fabric, their perennial performance fabric. We use Folex on everything, and to be honest, I use it in my home and it works wonders. So if you see maybe a chair that has some, you know, scuffs and whatnot, don't be discouraged. Just pick yourself up some Folex and give it some life. So that's gonna be tip number 5, is not maybe overlooking those items that might have a little bit of wear and tear or worn or scratches. They definitely can be fixed if you have the patience for it. So that is going to be tip number 5 for you guys. All right, you guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys got some tips on how to shop smart at Restoration Hardware and knowing some of these key aspects when you guys are shopping at outlets. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.